do much today. Maybe you worked from home, watched some videos, scrolled for a while, had a few conversations. Nothing physical, nothing demanding, and yet by 3 p.m. you feel completely drained. Not tired like you ran a marathon. Tired like your brain has been running a marathon you didn't sign up for. Heavy, foggy, unmotivated, like someone slowly turned down the brightness on everything. And the worst part, you can't even explain it because you didn't do anything. So why do you feel like you did everything? You tell yourself you're just lazy, or maybe you didn't sleep well, or maybe something is just wrong with you. But none of those things are true. What's happening has a name, it has a mechanism, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your exhaustion the same way again. The reframe 045-215. Here's what most people get wrong about exhaustion. They think tiredness is only physical, that your body gets tired from moving, lifting, running, and that if you haven't moved, you can't be tired. But your brain uses more energy than any muscle in your body. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight, but it consumes 20% of your total energy every single day, whether you move or not. And here's what drains that energy fastest. It's not thinking hard, it's not making big decisions, it's something called cognitive load. Cognitive load is the total amount of mental processing your brain is doing at any given moment, and in the modern world that load is almost never zero. Every notification you receive adds to it, every open browser tab, every unread message, every background worry, decision you haven't made yet, every conversation you need to have, every task sitting undone on your mental list. Your brain is processing all of it simultaneously, in the background all day long. You don't feel it happening, you can't see it happening. But it's consuming your energy just as surely as physical exertion would, and there's more. Your brain also burns enormous energy doing something called emotional regulation, managing your reactions to everything you encounter throughout the day. The frustrating email, the this awkward interaction, the news you scrolled past, the comparison you made without meaning to, the low-grade anxiety that sits just below the surface. Regulating all of that, keeping yourself functional, calm, and socially appropriate is metabolically expensive. Your brain burns real glucose doing it. By the afternoon, the tank is low. That's not laziness. That's neuroscience, and there are 6 specific things draining your brain every day, most of which you don't even realize are happening. The 6 areas: 2:15, 6:15 sitting track, decision overload 2:15 3x. The average person makes over 35,000 decisions every single day. Most of them are tiny. What to eat, what to wear, what to watch, what to reply, which tab to open first. But each decision, no matter how small, costs mental energy. Your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making region of your brain, has a finite daily capacity. Use it up on small decisions, and you have nothing left for the ones that matter. This is called decision fatigue, and it's why by the end of the day, even choosing what to have for dinner feels overwhelming. The fix: pre-decide as much as possible. Same breakfast, planned outfits, scheduled work blocks. Every decision you remove from your day is energy returned to your brain. 2 continuous partial attention, 3 o'clock, 3:45. This is one of the biggest hidden drains of the modern world, and almost nobody talks about it. Continuous partial attention means your brain is never fully focused on one thing. It's always half monitoring something else, half on the task. Half on the phone, half on the conversation, half on the notification. This split attention state is extraordinarily expensive for your brain. It takes significantly more energy to manage 2 partial streams of attention than to focus on one thing completely. And most people live in this state all day, every day. The fix: single task deliberately. One thing at a time, phone face down, notifications off, one tab open. Even 25 minutes of complete focus followed by a break uses less energy than 3 hours of fragmented attention. The Zeigarnik Effect 345-425. Your brain has a built-in system for tracking incomplete tasks. It's called the Zeigarnik Effect, and it means your brain that actively holds open loops in working memory, keeping them alive and consuming energy until they're resolved. Task you started but didn't finish, every email you read but didn't reply to, every plan you made but didn't act on, every conversation that ended without resolution. Your brain keeps all of these open, running in the background, consuming energy, waiting for closure. The more open loops you carry, the more mentally exhausted you feel, even if you're sitting completely still. The fix: close loops. Deliberately write every open task down. Getting it out of your head and onto paper tells your brain it's been captured. It can stop holding it active. The loop closes. The energy returns. Dearrain 4. Information overconsumption 4:25, 5 o'clock. Your brain was not built to process the volume of information the modern world delivers every day. News, social media, podcasts, videos, messages, emails, all of it requires processing, categorizing, evaluating, storing, or discarding. It does this automatically. You don't choose to process it, it just happens. And every piece of new information adds to the cognitive load. Studies show that information overload reduces decision-making quality, increases anxiety, and accelerates mental fatigue even when the information itself is passive and low stakes. Scrolling isn't rest. For your brain, it's work. The fix: build intentional information boundaries. Rain 5. Suppressed emotion 5 o'clock, 5:35. Emotions that aren't expressed don't disappear. They get suppressed. And suppression is one of the most energy expensive things your brain can do. Every time you feel something: frustration, anxiety, sadness, and resentment, and push it down, your brain works actively to keep it below the surface. That work costs energy. Continuous Research shows that people who regularly suppress emotions report significantly higher levels of mental fatigue, independent of their physical activity levels. The feeling you pushed down this morning is still costing you energy this afternoon. The fix: name what you feel even privately. Just in writing, labeling an emotion reduces its intensity and the energy required to suppress it. You don't need to fix the feeling, you just need to acknowledge it exists. Drain 6, no real recovery, 5:35-6:15, leaves most people think they're resting when they're not. Scrolling your phone is not rest. Watching TV is not rest, not for your brain. Lying down while worrying is not rest. True cognitive rest means giving your brain a period with no new input, no processing demand, no emotional regulation required. Almost nobody does this, which means almost nobody actually recovers during the day. The cognitive load just builds and builds from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, and then you wake up the next day already behind. The fix: schedule genuine rest. 10 minutes of no phone, no content, no conversation, eyes closed or open doesn't matter, just nothing coming in. Now your brain uses that window to consolidate, clear, and restore. It feels uncomfortable at first because you're not used to it. Do it anyway. Your energy levels by afternoon will tell you it worked. Wrap up 6:15-7. So let's come back to 3 p.m. You didn't do much today, and you're exhausted. Now you know why 35,000 decisions, fragmented attention, open loops your brain won't release a flood of information your brain processed, whether you wanted it to or not. Emotions you push down instead of acknowledging, and no real recovery not once all day. Your brain has been working an invisible marathon, and it's done. None of that is laziness. None of it is weakness. It's the cost of living in a world that was never designed with your brain's energy limits in mind. But now you know the drains. Doing the drains means you can start closing them. Pre-decide more. Single task deliberately, write down your open loops, limit your information intake, name what you feel, and give your brain at least one window of genuine rest every day. Your energy doesn't need a complete life overhaul. It just needs the leaks fixed. Call to action. 7 o'clock, 7:20. If this finally explains something you've been feeling but couldn't name, don't just move on. Subscribe, because every video on this channel is built to give your brain the understanding it actually needs. Comment below mental marathon if this is what your days feel like, because now you know it's not you, it's the load.